Hello, sweet fam. It's Molasses Jones, and of course, you're watching Thrilling News Thursday on Sweet TV. And thank the Lord, thank the famous people for giving us just so much to chat about this week. It's been crazy. I mean, the last time I was here, we had breaking news with Obama bringing out or pulling together a town hall meeting talking about police violence. And since then, we've had two major shootings, police involved. So one in Louisiana, and the other one just happened last night. So this is a problem that is, I don't know if the police are needing like media attention or what's the purpose behind it, but the video and interview that I saw earlier today was absolutely disturbing. A man who was working with an autistic young man ended up laying on the ground with his arms up, yelling at the police, telling them calmly with his hands up in the air that he was working with an autistic person and that this person, you know, obviously doesn't understand or cannot communicate. The police go over to him. His arms are still in the air. He's pleading with the police, and they shoot him. And when asked why he shot the man, the police officer said, "I don't know." I don't know about you, but I'm thinking it's time for some action. Something has to happen. I'm not sure if it's more training or the police officers need to be vetted a little more properly, but there's something happening that actually, let's be real. If you live in communities like where I'm from, the heartbeat, this is not new. This is not new. This stuff has been going on since America was a slave-holding country. This is not new. However, that we have access to anyone and everyone in the world just by the click of a button, click of a mouse, we got to handle this in that immediate way. Just as quick as we can click the button. We really need to start to dismantle race issues, gender issues, homophobia. All of these things are related. Now, are they directly related only to capitalism? The Marxists will say yes, but I'm not sure what they're related to. I just feel like they're all tied to hatred and injustice. And I feel it, looking as cute as I do. Anyway, shout out to the man and his community that came out and spoke out about it, because obviously he was handed an extreme injustice. Luckily, the man didn't die. Okay, off to the next topic. I usually start with personal news first, and my personal news, Lord, it's just smelling rosy these days. Not only do I have one studio opportunity to house Sweet Entertainment Productions, this very show is going to go from on the laptop to on or in a studio, and I can't wait for that. I have 3 viable opportunities right now. 3 historic properties are available, and I'm just like, Lord, are you serious? And Lord is saying, duh, asking you shall receive. So let me back up a little bit. So that's my personal news. There's some great things going on, and Sweet TV is gonna have a home. Sweet Music is going to have a home. The whole Sweet Entertainment family is going to have a home. We just don't know yet where yet. In fact, we have 4 options. 4 options and 3 that I'm really looking at, and 1 that I really want. So we'll see that. We'll see how that goes. Let's see, what else should we talk about? Caitlyn Jenner, California news. Caitlyn Jenner has been advocating for the Republicans now that they have their convention going on. She's been talking in the media about how difficult it is to be a Republican and how much easier it is to be a trans woman. That's not my fault. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to say about that, but shout out to Caitlyn Jenner for bringing about a much more visibility for our trans community, because it's definitely needed. And speaking about visibility, you know, if you read my Facebook tweet feed, I got a little angry this week when I realized, like, all the queers who are making money, the popular queers, the famous queers, they're all basically queers for the straight community. And I just think that's a shame. I think it's a waste. Maybe that's old school queer, you know, old school way that queers make money, but, you know, I think it's time for a change. What do you think? Oh yeah, you agree, right? Okay, I agree too. You know, you don't want to be in isolated. We don't live in isolated worlds. Our friends are not all queer. Our neighbors, our coworkers are not all queer, unless you work for Sweet Entertainment. You know, mostly, I guess I should say. I get it. You don't want to isolate. However, when we live as people who have been so ostracized in straight communities, it's really important to have our own space. It's really important to uplift one another no matter what your job is. If someone's being ostracized for being queer, we need to grab that person's hand, or better yet, you know, stop the straight person from acting ignorantly. And so when I see queers like Ellen and Andy and Anderson, I say, damn, where you been? We had Prop 8 marches. The only people I saw walking side by side with me were Wanda Sykes, who made sure to come over and say hello, and Drew Barrymore, who walked with me for miles. So I don't know what to call it, and excuse me for saying fuck you, because that was what I felt in the moment. Excuse me, I gotta go plug in. I did feel fuck you in the moment, and it's because my community has been embattled. You know, we have been on the front lines. Here I am meeting with people. I'm meeting with the Africa contingent tomorrow. That's some international news, and many of them have lost friends who have been murdered because they're openly gay. So I cannot become one of the queers who's just queer and gains fame or wealth or any of those things without continuing to hold hands with people who are on the front lines with them. So shout out to everybody who's on the front line, and, you know, do what you have to do to protect your life and to protect your family. That's your choice. However, you know, we're going through some things, particularly those of us of color, those of us from Bangladesh, like my friend Agshan. Excuse me. You know, I'm hitting up people in the trans community from Pakistan. They're on the front lines. My friends from Uganda, they're on the front lines. My friends in queer communities of color in the United States are on the front lines. We can't sit back and just be comfortable and do our jobs. It's just not enough. It's not enough for me. Is it enough for you, sweet fam? See, even you are saying no. So I just wanted to say thank you. Just thank you for being there, watching the growth. What else should we talk about today? You know, I never do this with the script, so excuse me if it's a little rough. But Ray Isaac, yo, I'm so happy. Beautiful voice. Can't wait to see you in the studio, work with you, and have you work with some of our talented people, or, you know, uplift our community. I'm all about that. See, what else is going on? What else? I know there has to be something else. Oh my God! It's a little bit of personal news mixed with a little bit of international news mixed with a little bit of personal. Jack Ori! Jack has a birthday, so happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday! Jack Ori, screenwriter, public speaker, community uplifter, counselor for trans people, and probably anybody in the community who needs help. Jack Ori is having a birthday today. Congratulations on your progress, Jack. I see you. Can't wait to do more with you. I love what I'm seeing. Nothing should stop you from being more of who you are. Each and every day you are going to grow. Grow, and grow into the person that you are. I love what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people connect beyond the digital divide, beyond the geographic divide, beyond the cultural divide, and I love it. I cannot wait to meet with the sweet Team Perspective members tomorrow from Africa. These are just folks from Africa, African descendant people. I can't wait to hang out and chat with you about what's been going on, because it's just been a couple tweets here and there, a couple Facebook messages, and I see growth on your end, and I can't wait to share with you the growth that's happening here. Oh, I think it's called Playland. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I got an invite. To an event. It's called Dryland, the Also Youth Field Trip to Urbanite Theater's Dryland. I thought it was like the youth were actually in the production, but they took a field trip. These are LGBT youth that are in, let's see which location they're in. They're in Sarasota, Florida. Hi, I think it's Molly. Hi, Molly and gang. I couldn't make it, but I really want to get feedback, and hopefully you guys will be putting on some shows. I know that, you know, our youth, that's where I started. That's where we all start. We start in youth groups. Now we have queer youth groups, which is even better. So would love to get some feedback on that. But until then, thank you so much for sending me the invite. Soon we'll be able to make it. It's just not happening right now, because we're still in the process of putting the proposal together for the investors so that we can move out of here and into our own. I can't wait. Let's see. What else is happening? People are getting excited. People are getting motivated. People are speaking up and speaking out. The Republican National Convention is happening. And of course, you know, pure Donald Trump style, Donald Trump and family style, there have been some really interesting things that have come out of the convention so far, particularly Melania Trump and her, I'm sure it was a huge mistake done by some person who was trying to trip up and maybe sabotage the campaign. But I mean, he basically succeeded, he or she, by giving Melania a speech that was directly lifted from Michelle Obama's speech in 2008. The internet went wild on that. I mean, wild. And that happened on Sweet Music Monday, and all we talk about is plagiarism too. That was just loud and wrong. However, on Tuesday, I got to see Tiffany Trump and I got to see Donald Trump Jr. And they actually both made very impassioned speeches about their dad and very intelligent speeches. So I think that kind of shifted things in the Republican National Convention. I also heard Chris Christie, and honestly, he had to make up for, I guess, his wrongdoings in previous RNC speeches. So he really came hard on Hillary Clinton, and it was just, it was actually a well-argued speech. He laid out that Hillary was guilty, and everybody in the audience was like, put her in jail, lock her up. And I just think it was just a little tacky for my own sense. But, you do what you have to do to save face for the boys, I guess. I'm sure the Hillary Clinton loved that because they just looked like a bunch of really negative white people. So the people who weren't white in the audience, there were like two of them, they kept putting them on camera. So come on, y'all. I mean, can't y'all pay some black people to come and sit in the audience? Can't you, Donald? So speaking of payment, the campaign is also raising $2 million in a couple days or something. Like, why do we have to pay a billionaire to run for anything? I thought he was doing all of this out of pocket. I don't know. I'm confused. Listen, I don't know. I'm not in their wallets. I'm not in their pockets. I'm just showing y'all, people that need money aren't getting it. And they're trying to scrape up money for advertising dollars. I told them, hey, you come on Sweet TV for $2.5 million, you could be a lifetime supporter. For $250,000, I'll run your commercial, for an agreed upon amount of time on our website. Sponsors. However, I would open that, and I have opened it to the Democrats as well, but they don't think we're viable yet. Oh God, nobody thinks you're viable until you're actually viable. So we're just continuing on. Listen, I don't want to keep this going for too long. It's been such a blessing rising and climbing and just continuing to believe in the dream, and now things are starting to come together like magic. So this is Molasses Jones. I don't want to keep up any more of your time. If I left anything out, please, if there's anything any news that you need to get on Thrilling News Thursday, send me an email at thrillingnewsthursday@gmail.com. I made that specially for you guys to hear from you. thrillingnewsthursday@gmail.com, and I'll talk about whatever you want me to talk about. Until then, peace. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment. I need it all. Peace, y'all. It's Molasses Jones, Sweet TV, Thrilling News Thursday.